I've seen a lot of fan art and read a couple of fanfics. And the main character and Melly, they're facing off with the main character's past self. Now, what I mean by I've seen a lot of fan art and read a few fanfics, I assumed somehow in my head that that meant he would just take over the main character's body, his new body, and they would switch places all the time, who got control on every so days or every week, even though there were fan arts showing him there physically and fighting with the main character for the male lead. But somehow I didn't actually think it was going to be possible in the actual book, but it is, and here he is fighting the main character and male lead, and the male lead being like, what you mean past self? Past self? What is going on? And I'm like, honey, here's the popcorn, here's the soda, get ready. You have a long ride and a lot to see. You're going to be traumatized. I mean, traumatized what your student does to a lot of people and to you. You're going to be traumatized. And here he is. He looking cray. He looking for cray. I'm telling you this. That is him. You're going to need to sit down, eat your popcorn, drink your soda. Here's a blankie and stuffies because you're going to need it. Also, this was giving full-on Scum Saving System vibes, where current version male lead and OG version male lead were facing off with each other, both being like, this is my teacher, back off, keep your hands away. Though I did find it funny that the OG version went around messing with people while also being very confused himself, and then decided to put hands on his teacher. Like, this man had fun. He had fun. But, like, yeah, this whole scene reminded me of that. I don't know why, but it did. Maybe it's because they're both teachers, and the main character and male lead were their students. Probably that's why. And students now facing off with their past. I was like, it is what it is. But, yeah, that was full on what was happening. This is what that scene was giving. 2 dogs fighting over a cat. Even though both dogs are literally the same person. Haha. So, shocker, I was not expecting this. I did get warned that I shouldn't trust the male lead's teacher that much or like him that much. And I didn't know why. Yeah, book 7 will explain why and the horrible things that his teacher did. Yes. You know the storyline that we went through where the kid version of the male lead and the main character got sent to the past, and you saw this horrible, tragic story of a man in the past where his village betrayed him, got him killed. His wife was turned into a demon and killed their child right in front of him. Yeah, that storyline from book 1 or 2. I think it was book 2. I can't remember which one it was. It's been way too long. It's been a long time since I read those 2 too. But yes, that storyline, the teacher was the child that started everything. You know, the child that lost his dad and decided to betray his village because his village wouldn't do anything about his dead dad. And made a deal with a demon that caused the life of someone. Yeah, he is that kid. He was that kid. I was shocked by that. And he decided he was going to fix everything, but he couldn't fix everything afterwards. The dude was dead. His wife would never come back for reincarnation. His child would never come back for reincarnation. You know how he decides to repay his dues? Repay the man that he horribly ruined? He decides that he's going to give this man back his child. Yeah, he's going to bring back the child that can't actually come back. And he comes across a secretary and a branch from the secretary, and he decides to create a child from the secretary. You know who that child was? The male lead, and I'm looking at all of you. I'm looking at you fan art makers, fan pickers, and TikTokers. Why aren't you guys talking about this? Why? Why is this the one thing I don't know about? This should be the one you guys talk about all the time, that he was a secretary spirit. Like, come on, how did you guys not want to talk about this? This would be something I would like to make a bunch of fan art of. I want to see a bunch of fan art of him as a secretary spirit. Like, this would have been amazing fan art, or fanfics, or TikTok. It literally writes itself, people. Please do it for me. Please, please, please. I'm begging you. Do it, and you can have my soul. You can literally have my soul if you do it, please. sad part is that his, like I said, the teacher raised him just to be a sacrificial lamb, to literally raise him to the point to cut him open and give his body to somebody else, the child that can't come back, so he could pay his dues. And he refuses to acknowledge that the Melid is an actual living, breathing child. Refuses to acknowledge it. That he is this child's father. Because again, I don't know how people haven't written about this or talked about this, because he is literally this child's father. His blood runs in the Melid. Like, he is the Melid's father. But yes, he refuses to acknowledge that he is the Melid's father. He refuses to acknowledge that the Melid is a living, breathing creature, and have full-on intentions of cutting the Melid open and giving the Melid to somebody that doesn't even exist anymore. Yeah, that is horrifying. It is horrifying. No matter how much they have a good relationship, how they're practically a healthy father and son, if you don't notice the fact that he's raising the Melid to be a sacrificial lamb, he does pretty well of raising the Melid to be a pampered, spoiled, naive child. Full-on naive, innocent. He never lets the Melid leave. Honestly, I'm thinking he's literally Mother Gothel from Tangled. He is literally Mother Gothel. He is. So one day when the Melid and his teacher were out and about back in the past, the main character seeing everything in his front of his eyes, they come across a starving, dying child. And this is the first time the Melid has seen anything so horrifying, because again, his teacher has raised him to be a naive, innocent, pampered little princess. He's never seen the actual true horrors of the world. But when he sees this, he wants to help the child out. Like, literally wants to help this child. And the teacher is like, okay, we'll help this child out. They help the child. Guess who this child is? It's the main character. And the main character is utterly shocked. He never knew who his savior that day was, because he knew he would have died that day if it hadn't been for someone coming across him and helping him out. And years later, when he was, in his adult version in his past life, he tried searching for this person. He knew where this person came from and went to the temple this person should have been from and couldn't find them. But he did pay the temple a ton of money for the actions of this person, not knowing this person was the Melid. Full on the Melid. Like, they met. In the past, they had met back when the Melid was 13 and 14. And the main character was like 5, 6. But yes, they had met.